Let's pull out the Mustang outside, clean her up, clean the garage up, and then continue on the rest of the project. So in this video, the goal is to go ahead and primer everything around all this bare metal, where I'm going to be seam sealing the gaps and all that stuff. First I want to do is I want to throw some primer on there. I'm actually going to mask off the area so I don't overspray everywhere. And I'm going to primer the area, and then I'm going to wait 2 to 3 hours, whatever it needs to be, to fully cured. And then I'm going to go ahead and silicone all the gaps all the way around, all the little seams. So the first things first, let's go ahead and throw some primer in here, mask the whole area off. This is the primer we're going to be using from Eastwood. It's a 2-part primer that has a hardener inside that you have to break right here on the bottom. You break it, shake it, and you spray it on, and it's pretty much like it is out of a spray gun. And then this is the seam sealer that I wanted to use. I'm going to use this on the whole car, and then this stuff I'm going to use around the seams right here, and then I wanted to use this stuff inside the cavities. This is the stuff that sprays pretty much inside of here, inside everywhere, inside of there, inside of the frame. So I don't know, we'll try this out in a bit, but let's go ahead, get started, and get this primered. So I pretty much went all the way around the cracks on the bottom and different gaps and stuff like that. I'm not going to do it here, obviously, because that's where I'm going to do some body filler and even this out right here. And after I primered it, it looks smooth, but there's actually a few little grind spots that I'm going to have to use a filler on right here, because the window will go here and then the trim will go here, but it's not going to, I don't think it's going to cover all of it. So I'm going to have to try and go ahead and smooth out some of these spots right here later on, obviously before paint. I did a little patch here. I don't want to really do a video on that. I did a little patch there on the corner there. And we got this guy right there that we're going to deal with that. Then we're going to fix this patch right here, this square. We're gonna fix this patch, those two patches on those sides, and we're gonna figure out what to do with this rail. I'm gonna weld up these guys right here. I already pre-drilled all of the spot holes. I'm gonna primer this before I weld it with the weld through primer. And also on the passenger side, we got this bracket we're gonna weld in. I already drilled all the holes, ready to go. And I'm gonna also do this little hole right here. It's gonna sit like that. I'm gonna do that little hole here. So yeah, that will work just perfect. Alright guys, here we go. Here's where we at right now. Finished the brackets right here. Spot welded them. Everything is 100% on this side. This side, the passenger side, also repaired the little spot right here where I had the hole. So now this thing is nice and sturdy. It's not going anywhere. This is nice and spot welded on all ends, so that's good to go. And I also did this spot on the back. That's where the hole was. That was repaired. I'll grind this down later, but that's done. This spot is done. There's another corner right there that's done. And so now the only thing we have left is that drip rail, the little pillar repair right here, these patches, driver's side, patch repair, another patch repair. So that's pretty much the only thing that's left is the hardest spot. And before I weld it up, I still want to spray the cavity spray inside of here, inside of there on the other side. So that's going to be my next step. Alright, so let's make some patches. Let's do some cleaning it up and finish this area up and make it nice and clean. Alright, let's go. Alright guys, now the patches have been pretty much finished. I cut out everything that I need. Let's see right there. So basically, I cut all the bent and messed up metal out, and I got the patches one right here. And this one is done as well, right there. And then on the passenger side as well, I got this guy finished. It fits nice and snug. After I tap weld a couple corners, I'm going to hammer this down just a little bit so it reaches this spot. And then I'm going to use this, which is the cavity spray that goes inside. Sprays like a little nozzle in a circle. Gets stuff sprayed pretty much inside all of this stuff right here. And I'm going to spray that inside of here. And then also same thing here. I'm going to spray it all in there as much as I can. Let's go ahead and give this guy a shot and see how it turns out. I finally finished that up, grind it down, sand it down, primered it on there. So now that looks good. And this side is also done. It's a little bit wavy over here, but that's not a big deal. That's going to be fixed with Bondo and filler. That's going to be smoothed out as well, so that's going to be good. On the passenger side, it's all patched up, ready to go. And a little baby patch done right here as well. And also regarding the cavity spray, it's pretty good stuff. You spray it, you have to move it around quite a bit, because if you sit it and spray in one spot, it starts dripping, as it was right here basically. So I had to do a couple layers. One lighter layer, just kind of spinning the tube and spraying, and then I did another one to make sure it's all nice and covered. Then I also finalized my little template out of a cardboard, which is gonna go like this. Gonna go like that. Basically that's gonna sit like this. It's gonna curve up to the top right here. I'm gonna weld this down, grind it down, make it smooth over here. Then also for the edges here, what I decided to do is, instead of bending and tucking it in, I got some copper wire. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a section in here, and then the top section, I got this little copper thing right there, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tuck that in there into the corner. I'm gonna fine tune it so it's nice and perfect. So then when I'm welding this metal section, I have some kind of backing behind it to help it stop from burning through. All right guys, let's go. We'll get this straightened out and get it pretty much to match everything else on the car, all the lines. This line is actually more rounded off, and this one is a little bit sharper, so I'm gonna have to round this off a little bit more later so it matches this curve right here. Not the curve, but the edge. It's more rounded off. And then I'm gonna get some epoxy primer from Eastwood. We're gonna prep the body, primer the whole thing, clean up all the rust, take care of all the stuff before we have to apply the primer, clean it up, and then start coating the inside with bed liner, the belly, engine bay, all that good stuff. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. If you're new, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya!